Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 175 is Pyre. Pyre is the third game made by Supergiant Games. They've now made 5 games, and 4 of them are on this list. The only reason Hades 2 isn't is because it hit early access this year, and only games I played prior to January 1st are eligible for the list, so it's disqualified. So anyways, Pyre is the lowest ranked one. I love Supergiant Games. In Pyre, you play as a group of exiles traveling through the wasteland they've been exiled to. By definition, each character is there because they've committed some sort of crime, but the character you literally play as has committed the worst kind of crime in their entire society. They learned to read. That's right, literacy is a terrible felony in this society, but also key to your survival in the exiled wasteland. In order to come back to society, you must compete in trials by forming a squad, a group of companions, a team, if you will. And then you must compete against another team in these rites. Rites involve protecting your flame while dousing theirs. Protecting, like a goal. And you douse theirs by passing around an orb and either throwing it into their flame or running into it. It's a sports game. Supergiant is known for their fluid action combat games, and Pyre is no different. In addition to the simple idea of passing the orb around and trying to get it into your opponent's pyre, the game is very much about defense. Each character has an aura, usually as a circle around them, though it does behave differently for some characters. If anyone comes in contact with an opposing aura, they die, like Thanos snap, dust, poof, gone. But don't worry, they'll come back after a while. The really interesting thing about the game is crafting your team. There are several characters you can play as that you recruit to your team, but you could only pick 3 at a time. Each one behaves very differently. You're simply referred to as the reader because you're coaching the characters and can read the manual for the rites. Each of the characters have different stats regarding size, speed, how much damage they do when they score, and notably different aura characteristics. Some have small auras, some have big auras, but everyone has an ability to expend their aura to give it more temporary reach at the cost of not having it at all for a bit after. Most of them can shoot it in a straight line, but some characters are really different, like Tizo, the super adorable bat-like imp thing who explodes like a bomb, or Sir Gilman, a worm-like person that leaves an aura trail in his wake. There's a lot more ways to customize your team than the characters you pick, too. Each character levels up and has a talent tree of sorts, giving them powerful passive abilities to really craft them to your playstyle. Along with equipment items, the combinations are definitely vast. My team I really like to use is Jadariel, Tizo, and Sir Gilman. Jadariel is an imposing demon lady that moves at a glacial pace, but has a large aura and can make some pretty big jumps. She's kind of high risk, high reward, because while it takes her a while to get into position to score, and she's a big target, she does the most damage to the enemy pyre when she does manage to score. With her vulnerabilities due to her size and lack of mobility, I keep her equipped with an item that has a chance to make her instantly respawn every time she dies. Tizo is very small and fast, with the ability to temporarily fly, in addition to the aforementioned suicide aura explosion. Tizo's mobility and flight makes him one of my primary orb handlers, but also can sometimes clear out the whole team with that explosion. Lastly is Sir Gilman. He's very fast, but doesn't score for much. Importantly, I chose a talent for him that whenever the whole team is dead, he instantly respawns. He's also equipped with an item that allows me to heal my pyre every time he scores. Between Jadariel's auto respawn with her team and Gilman's talent, I always have someone up for defense. This also combos well with Tizo, allowing me to be more aggressive with his bombs without risking too much that I'll be down players. Outside of the sports elements of the game, you're playing a role-playing game, managing your team and journeying through the wilderness. As reader, you determine where your caravan goes and what they do in their downtime. Each time you have to head to the next right, you're presented with options about how to get there, usually with some incentive from particular characters. You can also spend your downtime working on improving different elements of your roster. You have a lot of conversations in that caravan, learning a lot about your teammates and all of their intricate motivations and backstories. The cast is really likable, but I do wish there was a little more actual narrative to the plot, rather than just the occasional conversation and rare actual major event. Also, Tizo is the cutest little guy, and I would die for him. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 174th favorite game, where I add more combat to my fictional sports.